Well, guys, what I'm trying to do for the youth of America is consider some of the higher thinking skills. Philosophers, Socrates, Aristotle, Pluto, you know. A lot of people don't think they're equal with them. However, every human being has the ability to be a philosopher. And my philosophy is play philosopher. So today, I'm going to be the philosopher. Well, I do part 3 of the Front Porch project. I'm all alone, digging in the dirt. I thank everyone that subscribes to my channel. I'm trying real hard to show people how to make a channel, not do channels about gold or do channels about jewelry or do channels about... So my channel is all about an old guy trying to make a channel. That's an autobiography for his daughter. Well, as a father, he's the guy that assumes all responsibility, good or bad, and with everyone in the family, because he has no choice but to be the leader of the wolf pack. I don't know. I'm up early. Maybe too early. I don't know. Preparing for the day's event. Ooh, we got it too flat. To get there. Oh. Yep, here I come with the wheelbarrow. And the flat. Has all the equipment. As I was saying, has all the equipment at his fingertips for doing the heavy lifting. I have to dig this second row because no one else is here to do it, and I need to get it done because it looks like, oh, it should be done already. But the bottom line is, when no one else will do it, I'll do it myself. But I'll go easy. So like I said, everybody starts jumping on this, but if you dig all day, you'll really bruise the bottom of your feet. So them are nice 1/2-inch leather soles, and I have to go at a pace that'll last all day, because may not have the wonder of a nice cool morning to attempt to make your, and I go systematic. I want one row of brick here, you know, try and keep it square the whole way, same depth. And it's rained a little. Oh, it's a beautiful day. And at this pace, sooner or later, I'll make the other side. I do best in the mornings. Early bird gets the worm. And if we're lucky in my camouflage, something wild will come our way. Because do-it-yourself, business 101, and a little wildlife. Now, I've talked a lot about how if you run a YouTube channel, until you build the appropriate monetization of 1,000 subscribers and 500 hours of watch time a month, the first monetary benefit is going to be tax deductions you can get legally for operating a losing business for 7 years. Not much, but while you practice, while you try and break into YouTube, I mean, there are buku people trying to break into YouTube, and of course, philosophically, I'm just your average guy living life, trying to improve his asset, his creative writing ability. Can you write a story? Pick a subject and try and write a short story. As I was saying in one, I don't think I got my journaling video out. Maybe that's to come, but boy howdy. The troubles of daily life just alter everything you think could happen. Shouldn't happen, but it does. It's like jumping hurdles and being able to climb or crawl under whatever obstacles in front of you and then prioritize them according to, do I want to do it? Do I have to do it? Or is it for my family? Remember, it's about fathers. You know, what's best? What's legal? Despite what anybody else may think. My father once told me, you have to be honest, and if the other person doesn't like it, that's their problem, not mine. I told everybody the truth about how to handle this tragedy. My wife's brother passed, but they want to jump the gun. And I'm taking the heat, but that's my responsibility. You know, I made sure his landlord wasn't bleeding money anymore. Went out and woke up early, insured my truck, went over there and did the lifting. My wife helped. A little bit of help from the landlord who wanted to stop her financial bleeding, get the place rented. She helped Paul. So I was trying to help an ally in my family, for my family. Yeah, I'm slow going. I'm not jumping on the shovel like the young man. My heel already hurts. I bruise easy, I guess, at 67. And that's probably enough of a wheelbarrow for me. I don't know. It'll roll easy now that I put air in the tire. Hot! Whoa, balance! I'm just moving the dirt over here for now. Who knows what I'll do with this. Maybe. So I don't have to negotiate the little path. We'll fill it right here. Dang. Time for a coffee. You know, look at the magpies. All screaming. Oh, they're making a ruckus. I don't know how many is that. And a crow, one crow, and magpies. Boy, howdy, they just keep coming. Yeah, I don't know whether I can. Oh, it's a my tree. This tree brings more wildlife than you could imagine. There is no reason I want for it to go away. Yeah. Yeah, you won't experience that unless you're out in the wilderness of the front yard. And then it's over. That's how quick. Boy, I'm lucky I had a camera here. You know, he's calling. I love the USA. And my little piece of ground here at the Youth Truth Podcast. Like, subscribe, hit that like button. Dang. I have tried to tell you all the date and time on this Akasa. It's always wrong because it's probably 6:30 in the morning Sunday. 13? Boy, I'm not sure. But the project is the front porch. I have a back porch, but we're going to put a front porch in the yard where I can have my rocking chairs and sit and watch the sunset. I have the backyard to watch the sunrise, and I enjoy the sunrise and sunset every day. Philosophically, that does not make an American crazy, being one with the magpies. Of course, they won't speak right now. They're still around a little bit. Hear that, dove? Cooing away. Can't wait for dove season. Want to take Styles dove hunting because my daughter won't be available September 1. Well, boy, that was exciting. Flock of magpies. And then a battery emergency for my NADA sponsor. Maybe I'll develop one if I keep going. No, I have too many sponsors. However, my theory is that I'll only advertise the things I have found over time. And boy, everybody will tell you I'm a real particular. Thinking about the words while you're trying to write a skit. And what's the best one? And going back but this is just a matter of getting it on paper or film, and then I try to go back through my other not a sponsor. Click Jam, not a sponsor. Boy howdy, I wish they would upgrade me. It's all over my channel, but I really enjoy using it as an editing service. Seems to do all kinds of things on just the basic free level. Great place to start learning how to edit. You have to practice to be perfect. My daughter played softball, and she'd tell you how much she practiced to become good at it, and it did her well. She's now in her own business, service business, teaching young ladies how to try and earn a scholarship. Between her brain, doggone near straight A's, and the ability to pitch, she achieved her scholarship. What an accomplishment. That girl, I love her. Alright, we started out as a philosopher. I guess all these thoughts could go through a philosopher's mind while he contemplates writing a short story here at the podcast. That was the first name I came up with because it was supposed to be a podcast between me and a gentleman I was helping out, living at my house, young. But he lasted 2 weeks because we weren't rich quick. Then it's taken me a half a century to even get a little bit ahead with my weird money accounting principles, which irritates everybody. Money is the root of all evil, mammon. But I don't know that a moment doesn't go by that people don't think about how much it costs, or will it help me out? Is it evil? Greed is evil. earning a living, saving money by doing the landscaping in your own front yard. Dang, the bottom, we had an agreement he would move that dirt for $60 plus gratuity. Well, he did a lot of work for me. I didn't want to dig all that, so I paid him $80. Then he came back, and I know the brick getting it level is pain in the neck. And my goal was to dig the trench first level, set the brick, then clean that. But we didn't discuss that, so that's where I was just saying, to keep true to my arrangement, I just let him dig the dirt and move it to the back. But if you look at that video in the front porch project, part 2 is what I put out. Part 1 will be next week. It was getting prepared for it. And this is part 3, maybe. The philosophy behind digging a ditch. Dang. I laid some of the first coaxial cable in the city. And we were paid $1.25 a foot. So, depending on how hard you work, how much money you make. That's why I contracted it out to that young man by a piece rather than by the hour, because obviously it's probably been an hour and I don't know whether this was worth it, but I got them magpipes and the battery thing. Boy howdy. Write this story on a Sunday morning, pretending to be a teacher. You know, God's people can work on Sunday if their effort is for nature's God. And I'll call it that because Americans have the right to worship any one of the beliefs, exercise their freedoms. You know, I swore oath the Constitution. When I was young, I didn't know what it meant, but I've lived my life honorably. It's like the whole deal going on here. You know, I made sure they all knew the honorable thing. And yeah, it got me in a little bit of trouble as a father, as a get in the way of things, keep everything under control, love my family. Yeah, Nicole. God knows I didn't mean to create any hardship. It'll make me cry. 'Cause you and Sandy are the love of my life, my inspiration for getting out and digging a ditch to help everyone cope with this dilemma honorably, legally, constitutionally. And so when the philosophy of being me is that I can't, you know, everybody thinks it's all about me, but it's to protect you all. No matter how much pain it causes me, hardship, or, you know, I'm the one out making it happen while everyone else is out. Well, I always say everyone else, because I know there are people that aren't that way, judging me for being a father and taking the interests of my family in first place making sure it's legal. Yeah, I studied a little law, but people don't accredit me that because I just read the books, used informational publications to accumulate data for God's perfect brain. And that computer will never give you the answer that the human brain, with all its senses, you know, I sometimes think I have a sixth sense. I don't know why I started this before the catastrophe. I've always been faithful to my belief, not wanting to anger anybody, but you know, I'm a Christian and damn proud to say it. Ooh, you know, there was this fish swimming along in a lake, and it hit this solid object. And you know what it said? Damn. So is that a cuss word? Oh. It's an explicit used to describe the situation. And so when I come up with an F-bomb or oh shucky darn, it's not belittling anyone. It's just a common word now, and our language of English has changed through the centuries. We don't have Taoist and Thou and Thee. You ought to watch The Outlaw and the John Wayne, Angel and the Bad Man, 1947. You could get it in color, raised, or the original black and white. John Wayne's movie. And of course now I'm dumbfounded as to the title. But God works in mysterious ways. It's one of my favorite movies. Damn. Oops. That was a fish hitting a hard spot. So can you write a comedy skit as a philosopher talking about God, money, country, Constitution, all of that, and be a philosopher on a Sunday morning knowing that you're working for the constitutional definition of God, the laws of nature, and nature's God? That was so we can all have the freedom to choose. And that's what America is all about. And as a Marine chosen by God to be in the fight against the evil that might be on earth, rather than a sideliner condemning all Christians over language, hair, whether what I do is simple compared to what they do. Yeah, I sit like this because I roofed for 25 years. My knees are stretched. I couldn't even get the presidential. Oh, this is something from 5th grade. The Presidential Health Award, because I couldn't touch my toes. You know, still can't. You know, but that makes me unhealthy. But can you squat all day while sitting on a hot tin roof? No, God knew I was going to have to sit all day on a hot tin roof. So he allowed me to do so. That's philosophy. Why it happened. But it was disappointing at the time because I was a tough young kid. And I'm still plugging away at this. I'm almost half done. Dang, I think it is half. Remember, I measured it with my boots. Yeah. My shoe length ain't gonna change. Had to get my balancer up. Well, that might be a little segment. Ha! Diggity dog. Well, guys, that's the philosopher. Einstein once said, you don't have to remember things. You can look up. And, of course, I had an airhead moment, and it's Angel and the Bad Man. Oh, some Christians may not watch it, but it's about a Quaker and John Wayne and how God works in mysterious ways. But I use AI to refresh my moments of lack of pulling it out of my brain. So, it's Angel and the Bad Man, a movie you should watch. John Wayne might be one of my heroes. He was an honorable man. That's why he's in a lot of my shows. Hot diggity dog. Remember, I'm being a philosopher today. Pretending. Because I can pretend to be anything I want. And the youth should keep their youth by pretending to be a child. Now, I don't know. I'm getting a little crooked. But I dug it pretty wide. May have to take a little off the high side. That's what I was kind of trying to inform him about. But I got all that dirt moved. Hot diggity dog. I think that's accurate. I'm the sole cameraman because I can't get anybody just to hold the camera, make a really good show. Dang, I keep trying, but everybody wants to tell me what my show should be about. Fix an old car, or gold mining only, but my show is about a little old man trying to teach you young people how to make a YouTube channel. I don't know whether I'm a good teacher or not. I got 25 years in commercial driving instruction and